What's up, old school homies? Today we're going to talk about using alcohol and playing music. This is a pretty difficult subject for a lot of musicians, and I wouldn't say I'm included in that since I pretty much don't drink anymore. If I do drink, you'll probably see me drink on YouTube, which isn't very often. But yeah, I I luckily didn't have to clash the two together very much. Like I've never tried to like drink and then play music, but I never thought that was a good idea. No, no. I'll tell you why. It's an illusion. You don't really want to live in an illusion, and when you're using a substance to create something, you're going to have to use the substance again to recreate it, to perform it, or to get back into the mood where you did make that music. Which I'm not trying to ruin anything for people, if that's what you want to do, if you want to sound drunk in your music, or I'm just saying, like, from an old school perspective, here's the problem. Timing is everything, okay? Like, timing is rhythm, timing is music. As soon as you start drinking, I'm gonna say most people's timing sucks, okay? And then regaining it, it's hard to say if you can or not. I've seen people do it, okay? It's not like I haven't. It's some of the best music I've ever seen performed, to be honest. I went up, yes, I've told this story a million times. I saw a Pantera show, and I crowded up through all the people, and I got up to the stage, and I saw Dimebag play a solo, and I'm sure he was really drunk, and his eyes looked like, whoa. And he played it perfectly, okay? It was okay. It's not real comfortable for him to go out there, though. If he's sober, then his fingers would wiggle around, and he would say, I need a drink. Do you really want to go through that? Like, do you want to feel like that? It's probably not a good feeling. You know what I mean? And he's not the only one. Yeah, and it's not just heavy metal either, okay? I know classical musicians that have to get hammered to go out there and play classical. That's not any different. And it's a painful thing for either one of them to have to go through. And it's like I say, you have to rise up to the moment. So do you really feel like getting drunk before you go play a show? What if you just not, you have a stomach ache, or you're just not really feeling like getting drunk, or it just doesn't really fit the mood? Now you're forcing it. Now you have to do maintenance on drinking. Even if you don't want to get hammered, you still have to have a beer here and there to kind of keep up the broth in your stomach to handle all that shit. It's a fucking mess, man. And to think you're gonna play the same thing twice the same way, that's where you're going wrong. You're losing consistency, losing rhythm. You're burning out too. You're really just everything that you get out of it, it's costing you, and it's really just costing you more than it would have if you left it alone. And I'm not gonna say no good in music has been inspired by drinking, but in retrospect, as years go on, you're just like, that sounds like they're drunk, and then it's not so genius anymore. A lot of times you're just like, it sounds like drunk music. Oh, this music makes me want to get drunk when you listen to it. It's related a lot of times. And if that's for you, then it is. But what I'm saying, from a traditional perspective, what you're going to do is ruin your timing. Then other musicians, they're usually going to back off of you. They'll roll off of you. And it's not practical to follow someone around to get them drunk just to play music, you know what I mean? And that's where it gets thirsty.